Alrighty, let's get our timer ready, because I'm setting a timer so I can take moments to stretch and stuff, be a little bit better about sitting at a desk all day. Yeah! I'll just stretch by my desk for a couple minutes. But yeah, welcome! We do have music stream up on YouTube for this. There we go. Turn down music a little bit. But we do have I think we left off last time on the Relaya mech from IPSN. A little bit of a hello shrimps and hello Mars. Welcome Hans. Welcome back. So last time we did this, last Saturday, we left off on the Relaya mech. We went through some of the history of specifically the Union of Lancer and these specific lines of mechs that they used to be like interstellar cargo, and they needed help with space pirates, so they ended up getting with another company who helped design and paired up with them, another shipping company. And now they make military grade mechs to help protect against space pirates. The Relaya is a striker. It has a 1 size, armor hull 1. Hello, Sebas! Welcome, hun! Welcome, welcome! Hello, Dreamer! We're going over Lancer mechs. So we're still in the IPSN run of mechs in Lancer. The Relaya, Sing, GMS, and Harrison Armories. Those were the 2 companies pushed to secure whole fleet line contracts with Union member states. IPSN launched a brief foray into design and production of their own main battle line frame. Enter the Relaya, a stylistic and design oddity of IPSN, designed not as much as a specialist but as a purpose-built. Close-range mech, the Relaya failed to stun potential clients in trials. Though a favorite of test pilots, due to its unique styling and agility, the Relaya saw few fleet orders, and after a brief run as IPSN's flagship, was quietly rolled back and replaced with the Tartaga? No longer offered as a fleet contract, the Relaya enjoys a quiet popularity among pirates seeking a well-balanced, if close-range, line mech. Yeah, that's actually very interesting. I like how these are kind of set up. All of these specific, like, mechs are kind of set up similar to how Cyberpunk does a little bit of their, hey, this is the kind of, equipment you're going to be looking at. Because it feels very, what's the word? Advertisement vibes. It has a lot of advertisement vibes, which I like. So its core thing is, so stats, it has 1 size, which is pretty small. That's the small end of this. Well, most mechs are going to be size 1. Armor 1, so it's kind of not that good of armor. Interesting. Holy smokes! The evasion on this thing. I don't think I've seen the evasion this high so far. Sea bass. Yeah, I don't think I've seen the, this kind of, evasion on a mech yet. I don't know. Let me look back. Let me look back at the other ones. Okay, the Nelson had 11 evasion, so it's not as crazy. Yeah, it has the same evasion as the Lancaster. So it's kind of middle ground. And it looks like Blackbeard, too. So it's kind of middle ground for a mech. But it's not, definitely not as tanky. I can see why it would be useful. Because it's got decent sensors and everything. Oh, I was looking at the Nelson. Whoops. So, full metal jacket and shielded magazines. If you guys want to pause the stream over on YouTube, you can if you want. To be able to read some of this. Core system is the Mjolnir cannon, which is sick sounding. The cannon is a carryover from the North Star's Watchman line of defense weapons, reworked for frontline combat. The Mjolnir is a hard-mounted multi-barrel artillery cannon that uses magnetic acceleration to fire stacks of air-burst missiles at its target. It's an impulse weapon tied to the pilot's second-tier neural processes with meditation from a con or NHP. Even in death, a pilot's Mjolnir will continue to identify and attack hostile targets until reaching total systematic failure. For this reason, the Mjolnir is often referred as a dead gun, one of many such weapons to be found amongst CQB-oriented pilots. What? So, even if you die as a pilot, even if you pass, you cease to live, you can shoot the gun. Okay, cool. I guess. Also, hello, Drabo. Bro, welcome to the stream, Dreamer. I am Momo Yumeko, magical girl in training. I go over TTRPG content, gaming, cozy streams, and just all general having a good time. Today we're doing some Lancer stuff, going through the mechs. This will be hopefully the last time we do this. We're going through the Relia. We just started not too long ago. Yeah, we were talking about mecha. I'm going over the Relia mech from IPSN with Lancer. The Tortuga. I think I'm pronouncing this correctly. And if you want a visual, I have it up on stream on YouTube if you want to go check that. Oh, hello, Mexi Mom! Hello! I saw that you debuted! How was your debut? Oh, I bet. They normally tend to be that way, huh? Recipe. But yeah, they normally tend to be pretty crazy. I'm glad. I'm sorry I didn't get to make it. I'll try to make one of your streams. I gotta. Alrighty. So our Tortuga is a defender striker. Ooh, this is our first split, I think. The Tortuga is IPSN's short to medium range line of mechs. Can see Conceived, tested, and perfected in the void of deep space, the Tortuga was made to breach and clear carrier decks, hostile station environments, and the spinal columns of capital ships. What does it mean by spinal columns of capital ships? It excels at occupying space and filling hallways with its angular bulk, often acting as a walking battering ram by boarding parties and marines. But the Tortuga defends just as efficiently as it attacks, using its broad plates of brachial armor to shield itself and any advancing allies. That's kind of sick. So it's size 2, so it's double the last one. So he's going to be a bit bigger. And probably not as good for close quarters. Probably, I would say more than likely. He looks cool, though. This thing looks sick. I said it last time and I will say it again. Lancer has some of my favorite art. Like, the art style is so good. I wish I could draw mechs. So it's got 2 in size and armor, 8 HP, so it doesn't have as much HP as the Relia 2. That's interesting. Evasion 6, that makes sense. Speed 3 also makes sense. He's kind of bulky. He's a big man. What's its... Its traits are Sentinel and Guardian. So Sentinel gains a +1 to all attacks made as reactions. Ooh, that would actually be pretty good for, just all-around combat. And then it has Guardian, and you can just use it as hardcover. I wonder if you could mix that with the other guy. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I think it was like the second mech in the series. And I think that one gives you like soft cover. That's really cool though. It has a main mount and a heavy mount. So it can use, I think if I remember right, with how the mounts work, you can mount on your main mount, a primary and a secondary, but you can't, or an auxiliary weapon, and a main weapon. If I remember right, or 2 secondaries, and then you can have your heavy mount do a little bit of everything, if I recall right. I would have to look back. But he has pretty good abilities. One of them's Siege Ram. So this thing's pretty much a freaking walking tank. So his core system is Watchdog Copilot. So I'm gonna just read through it because this is a bit much, and I want to get through the all the mechs today. The Watchdog is a simple subsentient partition, a flesh homunculus of aggregated, I swear I can speech. Aggregated intelligence generated from thousands of after-action reports from boarding actions, debriefings, and volunteer donors. Not an NHP, nor even a companion. The Watchdog is a robust tactical program similar to a smart weapon. That said, its ability to operate without cycling presents a certain advantages. Namely, these co-pilots have some capacity to learn and make best guess predictions based on analysis of their pilots. Watchdogs tend to have plain personalities to whatever extent they can be said to have one, and a favorite of pilots looking for a no-nonsense attitude, crisp, efficient counsel. Okay, so it has essentially a Siri on board. It has an AI that has like no personality and is like super trained for combat. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. We're gonna skip by the licenses. I'm just going over the main bulk. This is pretty much what you get whenever you start the mech. There we go. The next one is called Vlad, and this thing looks sick. It has 4 arms and is actually a size 1. That's kind of cool. Vlad is the second iteration of IPSN's legacy Zheng. I'm not gonna try to pronounce this because I do not want to butcher a Chinese name. The first made famous by the Albatross pilots and the Celestine campaign during the fall of the Second Committee. With the wealth and quality of data generated by the Albatross in that conflict, IPSN produced the Vlad, a power plant and frame upgraded spiritual successor to the model, and deserving of a new line of designation. The Vlad, as the Sun did before it, shares much of his design philosophy and ancestry with IPSN's early asteroid mining frames. Many of its standard ornaments take inspiration from the early efforts of resourceful miners to convert tools into improvised anti-piracy weapons. Likewise, its frame emphasizes redundancy, toughness, and component universality, allowing it to operate with outstanding self-sufficiency for long and/or dangerous deployments. Heavily armored, the Vlad suits a frontline role where it can absorb fire from dangerous targets while lining up the perfect shot. Has a size of 1, armor 2, evasion 8, speed 4, saves 11. Not too bad. Traits. Dismemberment and strike armor. So dismemberment causes immobilize on another character. Oh, when it causes an immobilize on another character, it also becomes shredded for the same duration. And then strike armor. Or shrike armor, not strike armor. Shrike armor. When a character within 3 lengths attacks the Vlad, the attacker takes 1... I don't recognize that symbol off the top of my head. AP. That has a flex mount, main mount, and a heavy mount. And then its core system is Shrike Armor. Primarily a defensive modification, Shrike Armor bristles with hardened chromium tungsten spikes, a nod to Vlad's historical namesake. Shrike tips are strategically placed in areas of high likelihood of kinetic encounters. gauntlets, manipulator joints, shoulder plating, and so on. Shrike armor is uncommon among pilots from the Corps and are considered a mark of underdeveloped, if terrifying, tactics. Okay, so it's literally a mech based off of Vlad the Impaler. It looks cool though. It has like, it almost looks like the armor, the spikes that are on it, are like bone shards. Which I think is really cool. So it's probably designed to like, from what I'm reading here, is that when you hit it, you take you take 3 damage. So it pretty much, this guy has thorns on his thing, which is cool. Okay, now we're in the SSC, which is my personal favorite because it has Black Witch. So the SSC, let me check YouTube real quick. Make sure nobody's said anything. Okay, we good to go. Pop back over. So, Smith Shimano Corpo. You only need one. The Smith, yeah. I don't know why Iriam likes to make you non-existent, Kenny. The Smith Shimano Corpo, the SSC, is the second oldest corporation in the galaxy, preceded by the GMS, founded by Cartwright Smith and Shimano Hideyoshi. SSC's emphasis on private stellar and interstellar travel, the fantastic wealth of its founders, and favorable contacts within the Union's first community. Smith and Shimano quickly became an early leader in the race to develop sublight, downwell, and EVA vehicles. SSC grew throughout the Union's first expansion period, managing the majority of all private and corporate contracts, designs, outfitting, and clinical needs. Over time, the corporation diversified to specialize in bio-bespoke, long-range scout units, personalized hard suits, and those with the mana to afford them. Or for those with the mana to afford them. The necessities of deep space exploration require humans to spend long periods in hostile environments. Pre-Demos event, SSC sought to address this challenge by breaking down the barriers between human and machine, creating a symbolic relationship between hardsuit and wearer. Following the Demos event, however, SSC wound down most of its human machine integration research in accordance with the First Contact Accords, choosing to instead focus on perfecting the first machine, the human body itself. Smith Shimano frames reflect the Corpo's state's pedigree and its agile, adaptable business model. They are built not to take hits, though they are resistant enough, but to avoid them entirely. SSC designs emphasize mobility and sleek profiles, precisely tuned to land not the hardest hit, but the most accurate. Economy, precision, and singularity are the name of the game for this manufacturer. Why fire 1,000 rounds when one can be just as effective? The mechas developed by SSC are known for their license exclusivity, appealing silhouette, and exacting design. Their Lux iconic line of chassis are coveted in single designer models, each unique to the pilot with the requisite licenses and access to afford them. As such, unlike other manufacturers, SSC frames tend to be longer lasting in service, with more emphasis on retrofitting and repair rather than recycling and reproduction. SSC core bonuses. We're going to go over them in general. We're not going to go over the core bonuses fully. So they got all theater movement suite, full subjectivity sync, ghost weave, integrated nerve weave, Kai bioplating, and neuralink targeting. So you can fly when you boost or make a standard action. You take a one, I think that's heat, at the end of each of your turns in which you fly this way. Gain 2 evasion. During your turn, you're invisible if you take no actions on your turn other than your standard move, hide, and boost. Standard move, hide, and boost. You remain invisible until the start of your next turn. You immediately cease to be invisible when you take a reaction. Integrated nerve weave. You may move 2 additional spaces when you boost. Kai bioplating. You gain a +1 to all agility checks and saves, and additionally you can climb and swim at normal speed, ignore difficult terrain, and when making a standard move, you can jump horizontally up to your full speed, and upwards to half your speed. In any combination. And then Neuralink targeting gives you +3 range. To explain a little bit about the +1 to all agility, that means you get an extra dice automatically. So anytime we have like a +1 with that little shield icon, plus shield icon, it means that you're getting an extra dice to your roll. So how they do it is you roll a bunch of dice, depending on your advantages and disadvantages. Disadvantages cancel out your advantages, so on and so forth. And you roll your dice, and whichever one's the highest means that you get to win. You win that roll. More dice equals more ability to make it. So we're starting with our first mech in SSC, which is Black Witch, a controller support. The Black Witch is the flagship model of SSC's Lux Iconic line of frames. On paper, meant to compete with Harrison Army's dominance in the field of cutting-edge gravity and electromagnetic manipulation, utilizing the newest technologies developed by SSC's Exotic Materials Group. The Black Witch is a fearsome area control platform, often fielded in support of heavier mechs, engaged in direct combat. With a slim profile and strong defensive systems, the Black Witch is especially popular among the wealthier houses of the Karekin trade baronies, who often place multiple orders to outfit their personal guards and house company officers. Next to internally produced baronic frames, the Black Witch, alongside other SSC Lux Iconic models, is the most popular SSC chassis throughout the Korakin space. Hello, Bunny! Welcome to the Stream Dreamer. Also, very funny name. I am not saying it fully. But yeah, welcome. I'm Momo Yumeko, magical girl in training. And I do cozy content, TTRPG content, gaming, and just in general trying to have a good time. Welcome, welcome! I hope you're liking Iriam, because I noticed that you're a beginner from last week. Oh, and we got break time. Thank you! So I'm gonna turn you guys, I'm gonna stretch a little bit. There we go. There we are. Hello. I'm stretching a bit. But yeah, Black Witch is my favorite of the SSCs. They're very cool. And yeah, the Avatar, I finished yesterday morning at like 5 o'clock. And debuted it yesterday when I streamed. I'm very proud of it. I have a other model too, but yeah. Which I need to put my chibi on this one. Don't it? Hey there's Sanic! Welcome, hi. Welcome back. I'm sitting back down. Yeah! We're going through Black Witch now. Going through all the mechs. As usual, everything's on YouTube also. So if you want to see the actual thing, you can probably go over to YouTube and watch the VOD and check it out. Yeah. I've very much taken to doing a VOD for the Lancer bits. Oh wait! This whole time! No! I have forgotten to transition over. I am a dum-dum. This whole time I thought I was on it. I was not. So, sorry about that, YouTube. I totally forgot. Let me pop over to the other ones. So we started on Relia. So let me pop over to here. That's the striker unit. You can pause the video if you want to be able to read it. If you can, I don't know. It might be too small. But that's our boy. And then this is Tortaga. As always, looks sick. There's a reason why I have the scuff tag. The Vlad, which I really like the Vlad, it looks cool. And then, Blackwood. Technically not Iriam stuff. I'm going stuff in general. I'm honestly surprised that this wall hasn't been stuck to the wall yet. Sometimes I get stuck like over here. I think it's because I look over and then like Iriam just like puts a glue trap on the wall. Let's see. Oh, that's gonna pop up. There we go. So it has a size of 1. A armor of 1 for Black Witch, evasion 10, speed 5. It really doesn't. It can't handle a hit. It gets a HP of 6. So the mag is probably my favorite. It has repulsor field and mag parry as its types, where it has resistance to, I think that's kinetic. Mag parry once per round as a reaction. You can attempt to parry an attack that would deal kinetic damage to you or an adjacent ally. Roll a 6 on a +5. The attack misses. This is not stacked with invisible. I like how it states not stacked with invisible. The core system is magnetic field projector, which I magnetic field generators are portable and have deployable launches projectiles. The strength of the field is so great that it can even draw mechs to its center. When the field is dispersed or in its solid state, solid state battery burns out, a feature, not a flaw. The field undergoes a sudden catastrophic implosion, drawing all captured projectiles to a point at the center of the bubble. So we have a funny thing to do with this for our group, because I'm going to be running Black. So the funny is that I'm going to be careful doing my electromagnetic field here, and wait until a good point, plop it down on top of one of my allies that can explode, and use my magnetic whip that magnets, and pull enemies into the bubble so they can't escape from the incoming explosion. I think it's the Manticore, which we'll get to. We'll get to the Manticore. It's really funny. My main goal is to blow up, essentially. I know that when the bubble ends, it implodes. So it's a situation I'm gonna time this right. But yeah, Black Witch looks so cool. Yeah, Furious Flash is what it is that you attach it to somebody and move them. I like controllers, as you can tell. Oh, we get our first artillery. Boy, oh boy. And he looks like a little fucking spider. I hate it. I hate that. I hate how this one looks. Like its legs look like human legs. With like a shoe. Like if someone, like a ballet dancer goes on point, that's what this looks like. It's awful. And it's scuttly. So I'm imagining... Oh god, I just noticed the arms. It has the freaking, the Lancer's arms sticking out of it. Wait, what? Is that correct? Is that the Lancer chilling in there? Hold up, what? Why is their arms sticking out? I'm doing great, Uncle Ed. Welcome back. We're going over Lancer, and I have made a horrifying discovery about one of them. Their arms are kind of dangling outside of the mech. Dangling there. What the heck? fire. It has no armor. Oh no. Hello, hero. Welcome to the stream, Dream. Oh, hello, Nyla. Welcome to the stream. I don't know. I don't know if the Lancer's immune. But, I'm Momo Yumeko, magical girl in training. I do cozy content, gaming, and TTRPG content. Today we're going over Lancer and mechs. I don't know if they're bulletproof. I mean, I guess I could look at the, Lancer here and see. But I'm pretty sure that's the pilot. Either that or that's the pilot on top, and this thing just has arms. And I don't like either of those. Because those are human-sized arms sticking out of this thing. It looks like a crab, which makes the joke that my partner has with creatures. I can't wait until we get to the forest units. They are so cool. It's so weird looking. I don't mind it, but it's like, it's just artillery. A Death's Head is Smith and Shimano's answer to the need for a chassis solution for long range. Low splash, strike actions, sacrificing raw hull strength for peerless stability and atrocity. The Death's Head is a maneuverable fire support platform, able to avoid incoming fire while maintaining a near-perfect lock on its targets. Its unique hexapedal form allows for rapid, low-profile movement in all directions. As an aggressive, line-focused chassis, the Death's Head is one of the most popular models for the Indian Department of Justice and human rights officers. That's really funny, considering. It is a combat chassis through and through, as the Death's Head is a chassis produced under SSC Bella Chiao line and is a non-civilian analog. Well, that sounds cool. Yeah, this is kind of, so one of the inspirations for Lancer is it's really cool. I like it. Oh, partner's great. They're at work right now. Yeah, they're at work. But they're doing great. We'll probably yeah, they're off Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays for now. Yeah! Oh, hello, Mr. Nerd! Welcome, hun. Welcome to the stream. I have other people to pass with your own training. And I do content, TTRPG content, and just in general content. We're doing Lancer today. Going over the we're on Duskfleet now, which is a controller support type. It is our first half size. I finished it yesterday and debuted it during stream yesterday. But yeah, okay, this one. But Duskfleet is originated from a legacy-inspired modification pack of those early deep space suits. Fast and small, it carries a complement of all theater maneuverability jets that allow for near-perfect flight. After the DHIYED expedition, the Exotic Materials Group isolated and translated sparings of the entity's real space expiry code technologies and kinematics for the use of electronic and systems warfare. For the French trial to use with this derived technologies, the Gustwing performed best. As a result, it is often used by SSC's internal constellar security forces with esoteric defense when esoteric defense is used. Yeah, this thing is really cool looking. I was very tempted by the Gustwing, because it does look cool. It has like 6 arms. It's kind of small for a mech. It's really cool because it has a half size, no armor, 6 HP, evasion 12, speed 6. Its traits are maneuverability jets, harlequin cloak, and fragile. So it can hover when it moves. During its turn, it's invisible. And then it receives a -1 on hull checks and saves, so it gets a -1. So it gets a disadvantage die whenever it does a hull check and save. Which makes sense because this thing is like kind of more of like an exoskeleton rather than a like full-on mech. It's really cool. Also, thank you for the glow sticks. It has an aux mount and a flex mount. Or 2 aux mounts, sorry, and a flex mount. So it can equip up to 3 aux weapons or 2 aux weapons and a front, if I recall. Core system, guided articulation. It's got a doesn't actually say what it is. All the linears, whenever you started movement okay, so it essentially makes duplicates of itself when it makes a unique action, like movement action. Whenever they start their turn in a space occupied by a hologram, it detonates. And it has to make a agility save or take 1d6 lightning damage. And you can teleport to any hologram within 15 links away. That's really cool. Hello, Seraphim! Welcome. Welcome back, Dreamer. Seraphims like all over the place. Our next victim is the Metal Mark, which is our first striker in the SS class mechs. Also looks really freaking sick. I love him. I I am a warframe player. I like cool looking mechs. Let's see here. The metal mark is the backbone of SSC's Bella Chow mil-spec chassis line. A fully equipped with a comprehensive suite of proprietary design and engineering hallmarks to ensure its survivability, deadliness, and agility. Under the increasingly materialistic reign of the Union's Second Committee, SSC's corporate board pushed to develop the company's mil-spec supply, logistics, and personal defense divisions. Following the advent of the mechanized chassis, the budding SSC Sublog Dev division was restructured and refocused to concentrate on chassis development. The first iterations of the metal work were designed with the Second Committee for your next program. However, before the chassis could be tested, the Hyperion crisis spiraled out of control, toppling the Second Committee. The metal mark was retired in the wake of the crisis, and the restructuring of the Union Central Committee deemed it too time-consuming to produce as a mass market chassis. The SSC reworked the brain, tapped it to lead their new Bella Chow line, and concentrated on small market exclusive security contracts. The metal mark is now a valued model among security forces. Its core reflects the SSC's deep space and long patrol heritage, blending anthropomorphic and aquiline design elements, sturdy construction, and the multiple redundant systems, leaning fully into their operator-specific marketing. All metalmark models come standard with a Smith custom leather Genabog pilot seat to ensure comfort on long deployments.
Hello, Jingle Mom. Welcome to the stream. Hello.
So its traits are Flash Cloak and Carapace adaptation. So Metalmark is invisible while moving, but it reappears when stationary. The Carapace adaptation is the Metalmark is in soft cover. When the Metalmark is in soft cover, ranged attackers receive plus 2 downside. So they get minus 2 to hit. Minus 2 die to hit them. There we go. So this thing's kind of like a not Ninjask, but the other one. This thing has pretty much Wonder Guard. Its mounts are Ox mount, main mount, and a heavy mount. It is a size 1. Tactical cloak gives them an invisible for the rest of the scene, which is nice. Oh yeah, I should mention the terminology with scenes. Scenes is pretty much the mission. So this thing could be invisible for the entire mission. Monarch, which is an artillery unit. It is the size 2. The Monarch is SSC's groundbreaking lesson in how to design a fast platform for the delivery of missiles and other self-propelled ordnance, ready to mount ground to ground, ground to air, ground to orbit, and all mark of luxury in the Union's core world, the post-scarcity environment. This emphasis on purposeful scarcity is all that prevents the monarch from achieving total battlefield dominance. The monarch is commonly deployed in mixed line and fire support roles, though field tests of less resource taxing micro-monarch mid-close range model is underway. The monarch is part of SSC's Bellashell line of combat chassis. Yeah, pretty much. It's really cool. I like a lot of the mechs and how they are filtered. This one has adventure silos and seeking payload. Once per round, on a critical hit with a ranged weapon, any ranged weapon, the monarch may deal 3. Is that glass? I think it's 3 glass. Different character of your choice within 15 links and line of sight. Seeking payload, the monarch can use a launcher weapon to attack a character with the lock-on condition as long as its weapon has seeking, but must consume the lock-on during the attack. When it does so, the attack's damage cannot be reduced in any way. That'd be so good. That sounds cool. And its missile system, is Divine Punishment. Choose any number of characters within 50 lengths. Your targets must succeed on the agility save or take 1d6 plus 4 blast. On a success, they take half damage. Guiding missiles can reach any target as long as there is a path to do so. So, we found our missile boat. We found the missile boat mech, guys. This is probably not the last one, but we found the first one. Oh, the one that I almost picked. Which I might still get it. But they are drunken missiles. You can walk on them. You can walk on them. Yeah, you can walk on them. SSC Morning Cloak. It's a sprite mech. I really like Morning Cloak. One, it looks cool. It gives me Dancer of the Boreal Valley vibes. But it's also just really cool looking. And a really interesting mech. Oh, hello, Alex. Welcome to the stream, Dreamer. Also, hello, Moonrock. Welcome to the stream. I'm Mama Yumeko, Tactical Roller Trading. is going through mechs. We're on the SSC mechs, if you know anything about Lancer. Morning Cloak is a brand new model from SSC's Lux Iconic line, and the manufacturer's newest close quarters combat and melee specialist frame. The Morning Cloak emphasizes on precision melee combat and is commonly outfitted with a complement of shield and filament wires designed to act as an anti-armor slashing weapon. Designed by SSC's Exotic Materials Group based on data from early engagements against the Ascendant On in the Boundary Garden, the Morning Cloak combines SSC's harvested experts of the Paracode with adapted onic experiment manipulation technology. The Morning Cloak provides a prestigious and technical option for situations where firearms are impractical and ordnance is unavailable. As part of the Lux Iconic line, the Morning Cloak is a popular order in variants and among various high mana yeah, they're kind of like Evangelion mechs. I love Morning Cloak, though. It looks so cool. It's so pretty. Its traits are Hunter and Bionic components. So, once per round with Hunter, it can deal plus 1d6 bonus damage on a hit with a melee attack if its target has no adjacent characters, or if the Morning Cloak is the only character adjacent to the target. So it pretty much gets a sneak attack. And then Bionic components, Morning Cloak gains a plus 1 on agility checks and saves. Its force system is 6-string module. So this thing can teleport. So we have a striker that can, strike and stuff, but it also can just teleport in sneak attack mode. So it's like a bamboo. And you can teleport when you use for a standard action also. It's really cool, I like it. The Morning Cloak is one of my favorites. But yeah, its design reminds me of the Memorial Valley from Dark Souls. Our next one is a purely support unit called the Swallowtail. It is a size 1, and it's a support unit from SSC. The Swallowtail is Smith and Shimano's primary long-range scouting and fire support platform, built for rapid and sustained range across hostile, volatile environments. Built for long-term sustainability, it can operate in unstable environments for months and maximize its survivability by adjusting its operating efficiency on the fly. Each unit has an integrated cloak and suite of predicative oral intelligence that coordinate its highly developed sensor systems, rapidly simulate and predict tactical developments, sometimes before they occur. The Swallowtail's base model, SW1, is one of SSC's few mass-produced ones. The entry-level Bella Shell model, built without a cloaking field and up-armored to address direct security requirements, the SW1 is especially popular among the rank and file troopers of the Constellar security forces. Its traits are integrated cloak and profits. what that's about. I don't know why it has arms. I hate that it has arms. It's the same as the other one. That also has arms, but it has 6 legs instead of just 2 or 4. I think it's because it is kind of like an artillery. The Lancer, which is the dude on the floor with a cup of coffee. That's the actual pilot. He gets into that. I don't know if it's his actual arms hanging out, or if that's something he can just kind of control in the back. But yeah, it's weird. I don't know why it has arms. Wait until we get to the forest units. Those are gonna be awful. I will do a trigger warning with that. Because they do show like the insides of the forest units, and they're alien tech. So they're a little bit more biomechanical. So I'll probably do a like which we are getting to. So I'm gonna stay on this page for now. Because I want plenty of, one, my focus timer's almost done for another stretch. And 2, the Horus mechs are weird. They're primarily biomechanical. And in general have really weird ways they work. I think they're interesting, but I also want to be able to warn you guys because I know not everybody likes body horror. And if you're following along on YouTube, I do want to warn you with some disturbing stuff that might be seen with the horror specs. And like later on when we continue through some of the equipment and such that you can find in this game, they do show the insides of the horror specs and like where the pilot sits at and stuff. So we're gonna do our sketches. That was like chilling, just sitting in a chair, and it was like folded in half, as grub worms do sometimes. And I was sitting there looking at it, and I'm like, where did you find a picture of me? Because I end up like gobbling moving when I'm sitting in that chair. For this shit. I feel like I'm bored. zero sugar or Mountain Dew Baja Blast zeros. Since I've been doing this, right, I haven't had to do dead stream in a while, so it's helped. Woke up at 5 a.m. Oh my goodness. To be fair, that's about round where I go to bed. I'm not proud of it. To be fair, I have to add insomnia, so in a very, very big, I don't do a whole lot of like liquids and stuff, mostly because I have my muscle degradation, and like, so I think it's more like muscle atrophy. I'm not quite sure. Oh heck yeah. Oh heck no. Exercise is a good way to start the day. Yeah, my muscle degradation is not happy most of the time. If I do too much, I risk hurting myself even more, so I'm careful. I do light ones. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started on the Horus mechs. Horus, congratulations, pilot. You have been chosen. Access is yours, as long as you can keep it. Don't mind family. Horus is an oddity amongst the various galactic corpo states, outfitters, and manufacturers operating in the gray legal state between harmless, omniscient unions, open source fabrication collaboratives, black market printers, and deeper, more esoteric collectives. Horus is counted among the big four not due to its influence on galactic politics, but because of its ambiguous coverage. One thing is certain that whenever you're in Omninet, Horus is either there or soon to follow. Rumors abound as to nature. Some say it's the dream of an unshackled team, or a hacker collective dedicated to open source discovery at its most mundane levels. Others insist that it's providing ground for it's the proving ground for one of the corpo states, R&D departments, or the real space projection of an Alien entity's ongoing wish. The group's history with as a I cannot pronounce stuff correctly. Mercile as its present. Union records dating back to the first committee indicate connection with groups, individuals, and state actors claiming to be or identified as agents of Taurus. Itself described as an individual, a terrorist group, philosophy church, or a political party, an activist group, and many other forms of association contemporary with words indicate a subtle shift toward a more cohesive organization structure. Certainly accelerated by the Venus event, that points to some form of organizational mission and internal culture at levels far beyond the civilian and criminal records of engagement with race-controlled forest crimes. This more complex level of organization is reflected in Forrest's mechs. Unlike the collective's broad civilian-facing projects, Omnicode hacks and data sourcing of otherwise restricted information services and platforms, Forrest mechs and pattern groups are limited in stream, usually first appearing as endemic manifestations of crit anomalies in conflict zones across the galaxy, save for rare situations heavily documented by the Union Intelligence Bureau. These outbreaks seem to take place independent and ignorant of all factions and actors, and have one goal: manifest and then proliferate. I can speak about this. Forrest's oldest frames are built according to standardized frameworks. As with most other mechs, the collective's more recent chassis are stranger. Union's Universal Threat Assessment Manual classifies them not according to models, but according to pattern groups. Each pattern group is a list of specifications that describe a particular combination of experimental, unregulated, and esoteric parasitical weapons and technology that, when taken together, resembles something like a distinct product line or frame. However, it is important to know that the pattern group classification system originated on the analysts, not Forrest. Because there is no official manufacturing entity or known central organizing body, the proper designations and design intentions of most Forrest mechs are all but unknown. Thus, the Autumn pattern group designations. Forrest license are highly coveted and are distributed according to no disseminable requirements. Scholars and specialists who study Forrest generally assume that the collective's licenses, that is, access to a deep level design specifications and patterns, are available only in limited quantities, likely becoming available after the corporeal death of their corporeal death of their previous holders. Forrest mechs universally field mysterious, unregulated race-based technologies, perfect for pilots seeking a technological edge that few other organizations can provide. They seem to focus on ground control, individual management, and terribly powerful systems. Be aware, placing them on Forrest. You may find yourself wrapped up in mysteries within their account, in dangers far beyond your wildest fears. Forrest core focuses: lesson of this field, the lesson of the open door, the lesson of the healthy, the lesson of thinking tomorrow's thoughts, the lesson of transubmutation, and the lesson of shaping. Yep. Indeed, man-made horror beyond my comprehension. Tasty, tasty, and wonderful. We love it here. We love Horus units. I classify these more like EVA units. They remind. So going down the list of what I just said with all the lessons. Lesson of disbelief. You gain a +1 on systems and a +2. But systems checks and saves. It's a +1 die. And then you get a +2 to defense. Lesson of the open door. Your save target increases by +2. Additionally, once per round, when a character fails to save against you, they take 2 wounds. Lesson of the teleportation. Once a round, as a reaction at the start of any allied character's turn, you can make a lock-on tech action against any character within line of sight and sensors. Lesson of cleaning tomorrow's thoughts. When you do a hit with an tech attack, your next melee attack against the same target gains a +1 die, and its damage can't be reduced at any point. Lesson of transubmutation. Anytime you take structure damage, you disappear into a non-space and cease to be a valid target. You reappear in the same space at the start of your next turn. If that space is occupied, you reappear in the nearest available free space chosen by you. Lesson of shaping. This has couple text. I'm scared. Oh, all of these do. The further you get into the core bonuses, the more purple it gets. I wonder if this has a tie-in with Raw and like the alien stuff. You may install an additional AI on your mech. If one enters Cascade or becomes unshackled narratively, the other prevents it from controlling your mech. You only lose control of your mech if both AI tag systems are into Cascade. And now we get to the mechs! Let's go! So the first one is the Baylor. You'll notice some familiarities with the names. It is a size 2 striker defender mech. As in the case with most Horus pattern groups, the Baylor has 1,000 faces. The Baylor pattern group, like all Horus PGs, doesn't describe a single recognizable silhouette, so much as gestures to a combination of schemata that share a role in combat. These schemata can be printed according to pilot specifications and applied to a fully custom physical scaffold. Notably, the Baylor pattern group is only stable on large platforms, stable to enough, that are able to provide the raw energy output of units, preferably ones with multiple redundancies, in case of catastrophic systems failure. The Baylor was first encountered during the joint Albatross HR pursuit of the Ball, a free company turned a centralized pipeline across Krelians along the desert after the end of the Sanjak Rebellion. It was there when the joint force encountered the invasion of the Ball and its Baylors. And there that unit's CENTCOM hoped to create a nano-watch outbreak with the Ukraine. Of course, subsequent Baylor outbreaks on and the pattern group continues to terrorize Tridonian commanders throughout the Baronic space. In the field, Balor's neo-synthesized Hellswarm and Greywash nanites form an unadulterating shroud that can pour from its chassis on a moment's notice, swirling into maddening patterns to form both esophlatic defensive and offensive systems. Balor, in its most active state, that swarms any physical structure. This is the effect of distributing kinetic and coherent purpose out and through chassis and making attacks against the Balor like shooting into water. As one after-action report put it. Yes, the Balor. It looks so cool. I love him.
Also, he knows your name. Oh, yeah. Look at that.
I'm excited about your I saw what you posted, what you were inspired by. I'm excited. It has a size of 2. I bet. I bet you're here for this. Yeah, this thing's sick. I love Balor. I like the Horus units. They look cool. Oh, sweet Eldritch Horror, though. I actually made I noticed something with the core bonuses in the book. They get purple. They turn purple. Yeah, the core bonuses with the Horus mechs turn purple. In the flavor text. That totally doesn't have a connection to where they may come from. They're terrifying. Jordan, hell yeah. The soccer mom. Our next one! Oh wait, I forgot to go through grades. So it has Scouring Swarm, Regeneration, and Self-Perpetuating. Scouring Swarm, it feels... Is that kinetic? Yeah, that's kinetic. 2 kinetic, to characters of its choice. At the start of their turn... Oh. That start their turn grappled or adjacent to it. Oh dear god. And he wants to be up close and personal, so he's gonna be doing that every turn, just doing 2 damage. Oh, that's awful. I would love to see PvP with these guys. Oh, Horus mechs are just going to be just kicking ass, though. I have a feeling. And any of the other ones are more defensive, I feel. Regeneration. At the end of its turn, the Balor regains 1/4 of its total HP. When it takes stress or structure damage, this effect ceases until the end of its next turn. That's and then self-perpetuating. When you rest, the Balor regains full HP automatically and without repair. Oh no! That's horrifying. So he go do the big feat, and he just self-fixes himself. Nano machines. The answer is nano machines. Beauty sleep, son! This thing's nightmare fuel. Oh, this is like a troll. Like a troll, the trolls from D&D. Ugh. That's cool though, I like him. I was very tempted when I was making Black Witch to go with Baylor. But we already had someone in the party playing a Horus mech. So I chose not to go with the Baylor. And DM was thinking about making a Horus, so I was like, nah, I'm not gonna triple up on the Horus mechs. I don't want to stress out our friend Mom with that. We got the Horus Goblin next. I love him. Oh god, wait, is that the hands? Is that the pilot? That is the pilot. Oh, the pilot. It's just an exosuit. Oh, that's cool. Goblin is a controller support at attack size. The Goblin was the first identified warframe and is likely the oldest legacy chassis prior to Horus's transition to pattern groups. Transmission records traced back to the Goblin 0 model indicate that the first chassis was leaked into the OmniNet in 4900 Union. I'm just gonna call it that. Is far too late to mark its birth. The Goblin is a small mech, but not much larger than a hardsuit that relies on its small size and excellent maneuverability to protect its pilot. It packs an interesting recursive processing wave that facilitates electronic warfare capabilities beyond direct parameters. GMS technicians are still more than a century later working to reverse engineer the Goblin and its processing. The most recent investigation suggested employees technology consistent with hieroglyphic inscriptions noted on LRA 772-623-5 and collaborated by packets transmitted by Gorgon from Metavolt Exolotl. That's what that says. That says Exolotl. Prior to the vault's disappearance. Oh, they come from a vault. That's kind of cool. Or at least this is a little bit of information from the vault. So, its traits are Lincher Code, Reactive Code, and Fragile. They get a +1 on tech attacks, makes sense because they attack electricity. Oh, they have a connection to goblins in mythology because goblins in dramatic mythology break things, like take apart like airplanes and stuff. At least that's like the cool urban. I should do urban myth stuff. Anyways, so they get a +1 on tech attacks. Once per round, when the goblin is hit by a tech attack, the goblin may take a quick attack option against the attacker as a reaction. And then they get a +1 negative to their whole checks and saves. So they get -1 die if I. So they're similar to the Death Ring, I think it was called, or something like that. The Dark Ring. Here we go. Here's Soccer Mom. Hello, Gorgon. How are you? How are you, friend? You look horrifying as usual, and a little froggy. I love how scrungly the pilot is in this picture. Like, she's like crouched on the Gorgon like fucking Smeagol. And she kind of looks like she's from Mad Max. And it's really cool. I like how some of the pilots look like they match their necks, and some are completely different from their necks. It's great. Gorgon is a defender. It's size 2. Big boy. Oh, I just noticed the mandibles on it. I didn't realize that was his face. Oh, that's awful. I hate that. It looks like it has praying mantis claws. Oh, that's awful. I love it though. The Gorgon is unique among Horus pattern groups in that it prioritizes defensive systems meant to ensure personal and allied survival. Otherwise, it fields a typical complement of horrifying confusing weapons. The typical Gorgon mounts multiple weapon systems meant to identify and intercept incoming enemies, allowing pilots to protect a zone of control around themselves and their allies. The Gorgon is famous for its ability to extrude a dangerous mimetic basilisk, a projected light cone around of anti-cognitive hyperfractal visual data that is deadly to ontologic safety goals. Why? Why? That's cool though. I can see where it gets its name from. Like with organs, it kills you if it looks at you. No armor. Its traits are metastatic paralysis, gaze, and guardian. Metastatic paralysis, when an attack roll is made against the Gorgon. When an attack roll against the Gorgon lands on a 1 or 2, it automatically misses, and the attacker becomes stunned until the end of their next turn. Gaze. The Gorgon can take 2 reactions per turn instead of 1. Guardian. Allied characters may use the Gorgon as a hardcover. It will give you cancer. Ugh, that's awful. Here's the cancer gun. Alright. Moving on. The next one-foot participating is the Hydra, which, honestly, is really cool looking. Don't ask me how the heck you know this. But it's really cool looking. It's a structure controller, size 1. Like any newer Horus frames, there is no standardized Hydra mount. Instead, the designation is a title given to chassis that meet specifications of Hydra pattern. As outlined in Universal's threat assessment assessment manual, the Hydra, like any other pattern group of Horus mechs, is particularly dangerous in the field, and its precise function is concealed until hostilities begin in earnest. The Hydra is capable of tactically dismembering itself into multiple independently controlled drones, an unnerving phenomenon frequently utilized to deadly effect. With the manifestation of Horus's Baylor pattern group, the Hydra's place in Horus history is clear. Predecessor to the Baylor virus, the Hydra relies on larger sections of this articulated chassis under the nanite clouds. For its this differentiated battlefield advantage. Despite its conventional appearance, the Hydra presents a sobering threat to non-Horus humans, as its disarticulated drones wield a complement of powerful anti-armor weaponry. Hello there, welcome to this. Hello, hi. How are you today? We're almost done with the next. We got like 32 or 3 more. But yeah, hello. Oh, heck yeah. Taco Bell's good. I'm gonna be making chicken for dinner. I don't know what I'm gonna make with it, but it's gonna be chicken. Let's see here. So, the traits is System Link in the Shepherd System Link, the Hydras, deployables and drones being +5 HP. Horrifying. And then Shepherd Field, drones, deployables, and objects adjacent to the Hydra gain resistance to all damage. Oh, that's awful. It has a main mount and a headset. I keep on wanting to swipe on the screen. Because I'm used to my computer. Oh, now we can play the cool boy. The Manticore. How many do we have? Okay, yeah, we got these. Oh, yeah, we got the next, thing. So we're probably gonna have a part 2, sadly. Let's try to get through Horus mechs before 8. We will see. Oh, I need stream. Yeah. Alright. So the Horus Manticore is a striker. And he is size 1. So he's not too big. The Universal Threat Assessment Manual identifies the Manticore pattern group as an experiment in Horus's core break combat doctrine. The Manticore PG specializes in using focused projected electromagnets to neutralize enemy reactor cores without conventional ammunition, while also fielding a competent of coherent beam energy weapons. A fully charged Manticore is an impressive sight, wreathed in brightly glowing nets of plasma that flash out at enemy targets. If anything gives away a Manticore PG mech, it is the tall spines projecting from the signature lightning generator. The spines act as heat dispersal systems for its crude weapon, providing a channel for the incredible amount of heat it generates from the mech's body following projection. chassis covered in cooling melted metal. The Manticore has only recently appeared in Omni-Man, and its combat efficiency has promoted other galactic manufacturers to scramble for a response. Analysis of after-action reports from pilots who have engaged in this pattern group in the field note a significant uptick in certain Omni-Man noise-to-signal radios. And originally, I can't pronounce that, recitations of passages from the old humanity of the dead, jigsaw corruptions of ancient works of apocalyptic art, and other eschatological renderings, all of which point towards a man-sent psychological warfare. Oh. Yeah, this thing looks like something you would see in Halo, like the Covenant would use. This thing is like the embodiment of a Covenant. This is what they use to it. It's a needler. It's like a plasma needler. So this thing has electric arms that are coming off, while also just freaking messing with the day. It has the traits Slag Carapace, Unstable System, and Castigate the Enemies of the Godhead. The Black Hand Hammer against an unshielded black target, a single third-degree burns, and why? What about you? Are you gonna get cancer if you use this thing? Like, the radiation coming from the gun could hit you too. I would understand how they were permanently. They get fucking that gives you cancer and melts you. That's sick though. I need to add that to the list of TTRPGs I need to go through. It's not a TTRPG? Ah. Mainly? What do you mean by that? I'm getting into next stuff. But back to this, Manticore has resistance to electricity and heat. When destroyed, the Manticore explodes as per a reactor meltdown at the end of its turn, and then cascade the enemies of the Godhead, perform war repair, push the Manticore to unstable castigation state, or bring it out of one in the state. The Manticore explodes immediately when destroyed, causing damage or reactor meltdown, vaporizing it and instantly killing you and any other passive Characters within a radius of 2 must succeed an agility save or take 8d6. On a success, they take half damage. This takes place if you are physically present in the manticore. I have no words. We got the Minotaur, and then we got Pegasus, and I think that's it for Horus. We're probably gonna end it on Horus, mechs, and then we'll go through the other boys later. But yeah, you can just suicide bomb yourself. If I remember right, you can just explode your mech. If I remember right, there's like a cloning system in Lancer where, depending on like the story, your DM's doing, you can just get one. And there's funny bits about that. So death doesn't really matter. In Lancer, depending on the story you're trying to tell. That sounds so bad. I better not make that joke. Can I reset jokes? Anyways, I'm gonna skip through the flavor text. I'm alright. I'm good. So we're just gonna go over, so the Manticore and the Pegasus aren't gonna get as much love, but I want to get through, get done with Horus mechs before we leave off for the night. So the Horus Minotaur is a size 1. He has the traits of invert cockpit. It can't be harmed in any way, even if the Manticore explodes or is destroyed. And then localized maze. Hostile creatures cannot pass through a space occupied by the Manticore for any reason, and must stop moving when engaged with it, regardless of its size. What do you mean, regardless of its size? Does it get bigger or smaller? That's kind of cool. So yeah, this thing can just like invert itself and like out. Like I said, the Horus mechs get weird. And they're like fleshy on the inside, so it's even worse. And then the next one, which is by far the weirdest one in my opinion of the Horus mechs, is the Pegasus. It's an artillery. And it's a size 1. This is the funny one. Because I'm gonna zoom in a little bit for party people over on YouTube. So it has I'm gonna do this a little different. By the way, I know everything is one of the tricks. When it would roll damage, the Pegasus can instead roll the average damage based on the number of dice rolled, as followed: 1d3, 2, 1d6, 4, 2d6, 7, 3d6, 11, 4d6, 14. This must be decided before rolling damage. Its other trait is gun. Just gun. It is just gun. Gun. It's called extrude gun with symbols. It is just gun. But it has something called an omni gun on its back. So it has what essentially looks like a black hole. And then its core, that's its core system. This thing just like it's awful. Yeah, it has an ability that is just done. It's literally the word gun, a colon, and gun bolded. For his neutral special, gun. I don't know why it means gun. Me and the friend. Oh yeah, and all of its abilities, for the most part, for its licenses, is based off of gun. It's different flavors of gun. It's wonderful. I hate it. But the next Saturday is going to be the Harrison Armory. It's going to be our kinky boys. Like, they look kinky. And then we'll be done. We'll be done with mechs, and we'll be done with Lantern. Which, speaking of which, what kind of TTRPG do you guys want to do next? I mean, I know it's probably just but yeah, I have a few. I might do another poll on Twitter to see what kind of TTRPG we want to do next. You want to do decide on that? I can do that. Yeah, I'll probably put that on the list. I'll probably put that and like maybe Scion and Traveler as our 3. We'll see. With like a small description of what they are. Like last time. And then let you guys go ham. But yeah, it's 8 o'clock now. It's actually 8:03. I'm gonna be winding down stream. Tomorrow we're gonna be doing some framing our war again. So we'll be playing warframe. You're welcome! I love you guys. Stay safe. I don't want to have to come protect you. Have a good night. Stay safe. Bye-bye! Stay safe. I love you guys.